All right, to our very lovely audiences, welcome to our Monday Live session again. Today we bring another university, UK University. As you know, every Monday we are going live with one UK University or other university. So in this sunny and hot weather, we bring one cool session for you, and everyone is looking for that university. And we know someone is looking for studying in the main campus in near London, and the university is University of Hertfordshire. So without any further ado, let's welcome our today's guest. I would like to welcome Mr. Mark Whitfield. He's International Recruitment Manager in University of Hertfordshire. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Nice to meet you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Walaikum assalam. And Mr. Jamie Brannon. He is Regional Customer Success Manager in University of Hertfordshire. Hello, Jamie. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for taking the time out today to come and listen to what we have to offer at the University of Hertfordshire. My name is Jamie, and I'm the Regional Customer Success Manager for South Asia, so you may be interacting with me in the future. I'm going to start off today's session straight away because I know we're a little bit behind schedule, so I just wanted to go through all of the things that you need to know about the University of Hertfordshire, the basics, but realistically what today's session is all about is getting to know from you guys, what are the questions that you want to get answered today, and is there anything that's pending from your side that will allow you to make a decision towards choosing this very, very big decision in your life when it comes to moving abroad and going to university. Are you happy for me to start the session now? Is everyone ready and ready to go with the presentation?
Yeah, I think we are ready. So audiences from different social media platform, you can ask any questions through our comment section. You can ask questions in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Also, you can ask questions through WhatsApp as well. So ask as many as question you want to ask, and our guest is here to the answer. And let's go for the presentation first.
Perfect. Fantastic. So let me take you through a little bit when it comes to the University of Hertfordshire. This is going to be a quick session on everything that you need to know. And as I said, at the very end of the session, we'll open up to some questions so that you can get all of your questions answered. So the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to the University of Hertfordshire is a few key points that sort of separate us from the rest of the universities around the world. The one thing that I always like to start on is a huge, huge award that we've received very recently, which is the King's Award for Enterprise. And if any of you know about the King's Award for Enterprise or have heard about it before, it's about companies and universities that are doing amazing things within an international environment when it comes to trade and when it comes to obviously providing education and all of these different parameters. And we are the only UK university to ever receive this award. And we're actually one of 20 universities to have an enterprise hub specifically for this region. And we also incorporate a lot of this learning into our curriculum. So there's lots to learn and lots to go through. I will bring this up again a little bit later in the presentation. The second thing that I want to talk about is the campus itself. So as you can see, we are the second safest university town in the east of England. And if you can see the campus in front of you now, this is our College Lane campus, where you can see we have over 125 acres for you to enjoy. You can see all of the different labs and buildings that we have programs running within year round. And also at the very back there, you can see the more student-focused side of things, the accommodation and the oval, which we'll go into a little bit more detail about what that has to offer. If you don't see your program or don't see a building that you think that your program will be based in on this slide, that's because we have a second campus for you to enjoy as well. And we also have business, we have library facilities, we have a sports village, law programs on this campus as well. And the one thing that I want to highlight about this campus is in the top left, we have something called a sports village. And it's not a gym, it's not a sports center, it truly is a sports village. And what that means is that there's so much to enjoy in that facility, including swimming pools, including gym facilities, indoor rock climbing, and then obviously at the back there you can see the football pitches, you can see the rugby pitches that you can also take part in during your study at the university, because of course we're here to provide you an academic and education, but we're also here to develop and help you in other aspects as well, sports, wellness and fitness being one of them. So let's talk about the we've talked about the campus now. Let's talk about where we are exactly. So we're in a town called Hatfield, and it is purely a university town. This university town is just 25 minutes away from central London. So if you jump on the train, within 25 minutes, you'll be landing in King's Cross, very, very central London. And what that benefits you in is not just the fact that you're in London, you know, you can go and see the nightlife, all of these types of things, but actually London is a cultural hub for you to actually go and try authentic cuisines, for you to go and find out a bit more about history, but also, of course, it is the business hub and one of the biggest business hubs in the world. So if you are interested in, you know, proceeding with your career in the UK, you have the closest and largest hub to you within 25 minutes. So that means that if you want opportunity and you're looking to select a university, one of the foremost factors towards making your decision should always be location, location, location. And that being said, you want to have that in mind because you want job opportunities available to you. In a market nowadays where we have so many lacks of skilled workers in particular areas, you can only be more and more prepared being closer to where all the action is happening. The final thing when it comes to the location, before I go on to a bit more academics, is that you're getting access to London, but you're also going to be staying in a university town 25 minutes outside of London. So your cost of living is going to be less than that if you were staying in London, and you remain safe as well. So we have that safety element from outside of London so that you can pop in for anything that you need, whether it be job opportunities, whether it be fun, whether it be leisure, whether it be something to do with your program even, but you can always come back and be on our very, very safe campus in Hatfield. Now let's talk a little bit about the academics. So I can't go into every single program that we have on offer today because we'll be here all day for the rest of the day. But what I can do is I can go into a few of the different schools that we have on offer. So if you see that you may be interested in a more specialized region of this study, then that's absolutely fine. We have loads and loads and loads of different programs within each of these different schools. So as you can see, we operate within business, creative arts, education, health and social work, law, life and medical sciences, and then physics, engineering, and computer science. So if there's any of these programs that you are interested in studying, either at a bachelor's degree or at a master's degree, you have the opportunity available to you. And I'll give you a little sneak peek into what we're bringing even next year. So those of you who are looking for maybe a future intake, we will be bringing MBBS and the medical programs as well to campus. So just gives you more to look forward to. So what sets us apart when it comes to our academics? And, you know, it's always great talking about the different programs and the different curriculums that we build. And what we do is we do actually build a curriculum based on careers and based on opportunities within that particular specialization. But the main thing that differentiates universities is not going to be the curriculum and the way that they're taught and which books they use, but it's actually going to be the facilities that they allow students to have access to and the first-hand case studies that students get access to. So what we've done at the University of Hertfordshire is we've continuously invested in each specialization, so allowing for every single specialization not just to have their own facilities, but sometimes even their own building. So as you can see, we've invested in Spectra, where we've spent millions and millions of pounds, 92 million pounds on a facility for our engineering and automotive and all of these types of things, and they have their own space to study on. And obviously we're investing in our new MBBS program as we speak, but we have the facilities and we have the space for you to learn safely and learn exactly what you're going to be doing in the real world as well. So just to highlight a couple of the facilities on different programs, we have an automotive workshop that I mentioned before in our Spectra. We have a car and flight simulator. We have a real life mock courtroom, where if you're interested in studying law, you can actually have the first-hand experience of being in a courtroom, and being able to have that experience puts you ahead of other candidates for that similar position that you're going for after you complete your studies. And when we're talking about these facilities, it doesn't just mean that we have these facilities, but they are truly state-of-the-art. I can show you some of the pictures here that we have, where you can see the types of facilities that we have on offer. And some students ask me if this picture was AI generated. No, this was a picture that was actually taken in our facilities for our students to be able to experience things on a first-hand basis. As you can see here, we have the courtroom where students can practice, obviously, both for the LLB programs as well as the postgraduate programs. And then also we have, in our medical facilities, we have real life dummies where they can do all of the ailments and things that a normal person, a normal patient would do. And our students have the first-hand experience of actually being able to support and be in the room with a live patient, so to say. Similarly, with all of our Formula 3 and our engineering and robotics section, we have loads and loads of facilities where we don't just participate in the classroom, but we also participate outside of the classrooms. And we're currently competing in a variety of different competitions worldwide, not just in the UK, where we rank super, super highly. So that's all well and great, but where does that get you after you've completed your study? So a lot of our programs will actually have specialized accreditations within them, so that you're not just preparing yourself for what's in the textbook, but you're actually already getting a head start over those students who are learning the same exact subject as you. So we make sure that lots and lots, nearly all of our programs have specialized accreditations within them. So you just have that additional step forward when it comes to when you're applying for jobs after your graduation. So now let's talk a little bit about the life on campus and what you need to be getting involved in. As I said before, the campus is a vast 125-acre plot of land where we have all types of different facilities. But it's not just about the facility, it's also about what you can do on campus. So we talked about the wellness and the sports village that we have available to you, but we're also there for you in other elements. So if you're interested, if you need to obviously go to the doctor, or if you need to pick up any prescriptions, we have a doctor's surgery on campus for you to have everything that you need, and you don't need to travel off campus in case anything does go wrong. Secondly, we're there for your well-being support as well. So if you do want to talk to somebody, or if you feel like you need to be able to access to somebody to speak about anything along those lines, you have that support available to you, and that's available to you all in the Hutton Hub. Along with that, in the Hutton Hub, they have the finance department. So if you have any questions about your finances, or the student center. So if you have any questions about upcoming exams, what the dates are when you break up for your summer break, everything is in one building. So you have a one-stop shop for everything that you need. I purposefully didn't mention this one when I talked about everything in the building, because this is the one that I want every single student on this session today to actually look into, and that is the careers and employability. Today, it is so much, it's evolved so much towards not just going to get an education, but also what that return on investment is. What opportunities are available to you afterwards, and what support can your university give you in order to ensure that you have the best foot forward. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we provide when it comes to our career goals. So first of all, when it comes to your support systems, I was on a session just last week where we had one of the team members actually come and speak to us. And what he said was the people who come and visit him in the first days, he can almost guarantee you opportunities after you've completed your study. If you're starting to reach out to him when you completed your program, you've got a long way to go. Because what we do is we support students with almost a professional level expertise. And this is things that students from around the world will actually pay money for, and you're getting it at your fingertips for completely free as part of your program. And not just during your program, but also for 4 years after you've graduated your program. And they have all sorts of different online support that they provide to students, where it comes to starting your own business, or whether it be, looking for jobs that sponsor students after you've completed the program. Everything is available to you, and the earlier you get in touch with them, the more support that they can give you. So I know that there may be a few postgraduate students in today's session. So if you are interested, we do have a completely guaranteed internship program. So I will repeat that, but it is a guaranteed internship program for all postgraduate students. So what that means is that you can come onto campus and you can go through the process of getting, we will obviously support you with the initial stages, and then we will match your program to an internship. This will be an online 6-week internship program that we are giving to you. To put that into perspective, any internship that is on LinkedIn or on Indeed in the country, more than 60 applicants will apply for that same internship. That is a very, very competitive internship market. And what we're doing is we're making sure that you have access not just to your own applications, but you're actually guaranteed that internship within your same network, within your same facilities. And we're trying to make sure that we give every single student a internship that is within their specific career field, and also that is of interest to them. So maybe you're doing business and you want to do your internship in AI. That's absolutely fine, and we're here to support you with that. But this is truly, truly a unique opportunity for you to get work experience within the UK within your first 6 months of being in the UK. Even if you have years and years of experience prior to coming to the University of Hertfordshire, this will set you apart. This will give you that in-country experience that you need to sort of be away from the rest of the applicants for these types of jobs and opportunities in the future. And the way that we do this is actually we have over 15,000 different links for placements and partnerships and development. So if you're interested in doing part-time work, if you're interested in doing this internship program, or if you're interested in doing full-time work after you study, you have the links available to you, you have the networks so that you can obviously take part in the jobs that you're interested in leading companies from around the world. The thing that we do that we make sure that all students can participate in things like job fairs, as well as career fairs, so that you can actually go and do an interview in the Hutton Hub in one of your first weeks of study, which is something that you cannot do at any other university. So when it comes to the admissions process, we have a lot to go through. So if you have already made your application, or if you have already started your application process, you'll be able to identify whether you're at stage 1, 2, 3, 4, or 12. So what that means is that the first step is always going to be to submit your application. And there's lots of different documents that you need to submit. So if you are interested in submitting an application, do contact one of our team members or one of our partners in order for you to make sure that you have the best foot forward when it comes to your application. Once you've done that, we will go through your documents and just make sure that there's nothing else pending. Then we go through the process of securing your seat. Securing your seat is vital at this stage in the game because we are closing in on the September intake. So if you are interested in joining us, there's no time like now to take some action and obviously secure your seat, especially if you're applying for a program which has a lot of competition. So now is the time to really pay your initial deposit and sort out the next stages, which would be going through the CAS stage, which is sponsorship interviews, financial checks, and going through that CAS in order for you to apply for a visa and then actually come to the UK. We will step by step take you through each one of these steps. It's very, very self-explanatory, but we do advise that you do get some support. And if there's anything that you need, you can contact our partners in order to make sure that you're on the right stage and you have everything that you need moving forward. So now we've gone through everything that you need to know about the University of Hertfordshire, at least a sneak peek into some of the things that we want to talk about. Now I want to know what you want to talk about. So if there is any students that have any questions, I'd really like for you to participate and get involved and get your questions answered today.
Well, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Actually, I have learned something new about University of Hertfordshire as well. The King's Award to, the new MBBS course and the facilities in the campus, the doctor surgery, and so many things. Wonderful, wonderful facilities out there. So we got few questions in our WhatsApp platform. That is one of our students called Mr. Mia. He's asking, does the university accept WAEC older than 20 years?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, does the university accept WAEC which is older than 20 years?
Oh, we've already got some students, I guess, from West Africa. Go ahead, Mark. That's your...
Yeah, good question. 20 years. No, we don't, unfortunately. However, for those that are listening to this, don't worry. What we'll do basically is we'll give you a free English test. You do that online. You can do it online. You can do it in your own time. So don't worry. We won't accept older than 20 years, but we'll give you a free Duolingo English test instead, just to do a quick test. That's a visa requirement for the UK PR. All right, so that's why we have to do it like that. But don't worry, we'll do a free test.
Okay. So I hope you got your answers, and you'll get a free Duolingo test, and you just pass the test and meet the English requirement, and then you can get admit here. And another question is also, can a nursing student use WAEC instead of IELTS? Again, from Africa, but I think nursing student use their WAEC instead of IELTS.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we accept WAEC. The WAEC's a little bit higher for nursing. So typically we accept C6 for everything except nursing. We tend to ask for a higher grade, which I believe is I believe it's C4. I believe that's the higher C6.
Thank you. Another question is, what is the payment plan for MRES program?
Jamie, do you know it?
Yeah. So yeah, of course. So when it comes to the MRES program, I thought Mark was going to jump in there because this is Mark's forte. He's set this up himself. So you're speaking to the man on the session today. But yeah, we do have a payment plan in place for the MRES program. So what that entails is that we will do a 70-30 split, so that students who are joining the MRES program will obviously pay their deposit, and then they will pay a smaller portion towards their first year, and then they'll have 2 other installments across the years. But it will be split very, very widely across. So it's a 70-30 split when it comes to the installment plan.
Thank you. A student, he's also the same student is asking, can we apply for additional scholarship after paying the tuition deposit?
Say that again, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Can he apply for the additional scholarship after paying some deposit?
So if you've made your initial deposit, you would already be eligible for your scholarship, and that will already be applied onto your application. So there's no need for you to go and apply for any further scholarships. It'll automatically be applied to your application.
Okay. So one of the students is from Dhaka, Bangladesh. He's asking, I want to know the MBBS program details, like what is the English requirement, and is there any GPA required from HSC and SSC?
So this is a long conversation to have. We're talking a year down the road for the time being. So let's take that one offline, because we will have to go through quite a few academic hoops in order for you to be eligible for the MBBS program. But there's additional testing as well that you'll have to go through. So it's not going to be very productive for us to go through the requirements online today. But what we can do is specialized. So if you do want a session where you want to go through, we can arrange for that so that we can lay out what the future looks like when it comes to your testing, because there's external tests that you'll have to do on top of your program and depending on your curriculum.
Thank you. Do you have any DBA programs?
Oh, you're very lucky to have Mark on the session today, because I think he's even thinking about doing it himself. So, Mark, do you want to say a little bit about the DBA programs?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do have some fantastic DBA programs. You know, one of the unique things about Hearts is our Doctor of Business Administration. Whilst it's designed to be flexible for people that are working at the same time as studying, it also has quite a strong practical element as well. So you will be kind of coming into the classroom predominantly on weekends. I think they do 4 weekends a year. The rest of the time, you're obviously studying, you're doing your research, you're kind of conducting kind of different bits of reading and research. But there's 4 weekends a year where you'll come in to engage with your tutor, to engage with other students, and also to have a one-to-one on your progress. But yeah, we've got some fantastic DBA programs. So if you're interested, get in touch. You need to have a master's degree with a merit, ideally a merit equivalent to a merit in the UK. And you also need a research proposal. Your research proposal should be no more than a double side of an A4. So don't submit literally something this thick, because it won't get looked at. They won't go past the second page. So a research proposal outlines what you want to do your research in. It should have a working title, a miniature literature review, what's been discussed in that field already, what hasn't been discovered, what hasn't been discussed, and then you basically summarize it in a proposal and then send that to the doctoral college. If you're applying with Shabuj, then these guys will no doubt get in touch with us and support you with launching the application.
Thank you very much. When is the CAS deadline for the September 2025 intake?
So when it comes to the deadline, we don't have a specific deadline for any of the programs, but the earlier you apply, the better. And that is the case for everything. So especially if you're coming from a region that we know has been flagged by the UKVI, we need to ensure that your application is coming in early. So for example, if you are applying from Bangladesh, I do recommend that you have all of your documents submitted and everything in place by the middle of July. But there are also things that are pressing when it comes to scholarships available to you. So we do have a scholarship deadline, which is actually happening today. So if you still want to if you still are interested in joining the university and you already have an application with us, or even if you don't, and you want to see if you're eligible and see if you can make your initial deposit today, we can go through that process for you straight away. There will be further things available to students in the future, but yeah, today is a deadline. So if you are interested, today is the day to get involved for sure.
Yeah, as we already give the notice to our student, as today is the deadline for getting that 2,000 scholarship for the initial deposit payment. Okay, so we have question is which programs do you have for general intake? I think all the programs you're also offering for the general intake, or is there any limitation?
There is select programs for the January intake. If you go, it will take me all day to go through each one that is available in January. Not all programs are available in January, but if you go onto the website, you can see exactly which programs are available and the duration of each of those programs as well, because it does depend when you're starting in September B.
Yeah, right. Must I have supervisor before applying for PhD, or I can drop application while the team picks it up?
Mark, I'll let you take that one for your, this is for a DBA, I assume as well.
For PhD, huh? Yeah.
PhD.
Yeah, I heard that. Just repeat that question once more for me.
Okay, so do I need to supervisor before applying for PhD, or I can drop the application when teams pick it up? So
yeah, I mean, look, there's two ways to approach this. There are two ways to approach it. Typically, students will actually go onto our website. If you actually go onto the Doctoral College website, you can actually see the tutor's email address and name. Typically, students will reach out to the academic professor before they submit their proposal and have a conversation with them via email to actually work out whether or not that supervisor can support with the PhD or doctorate. However, it all depends on you as the student. You need to have a working proposal. You need to know what it is you're going to be doing your doctorate or PhD in. If you turn around and simply say, I want to do PhD in finance, no one's going to waste the time. You need to have something that is a research ready proposal, an idea. For example, I'll give you my thesis. The title of my thesis was measuring the effectiveness of organizational communication in international higher education. You need to have something to approach the professor with. They're not going to waste the time if you don't know what it is you want to do your doctorate or PhD in. So you need to have something. You can reach out to the professor and have that conversation as long as you have a good understanding what you want to do. Then the next stage is if they accept, they'll then ask you to then formally email the Doctoral College with the completed application form and proposal. However, you can reach out beforehand to have them conversations. But as I said, if you don't know what it is you want to do it in, or you haven't got the foggiest idea, the professors are not going to waste the time. They'll just basically disregard the email. So you need to have a good understanding of what a PhD or doctorate entails and what your research is going to be on, and to understand what your thesis, a working title, at the very least, a working title. We get so many students that come to us and say, I want to do a PhD in business. Okay, but what's your thesis title? What is your research going to be on? You need to have that ready.
Thank you very much. Yes, I think, of course, when someone is applying for their PhD, they need to take it more seriously, as he's applying
Absolutely.
for something like PhD. So he need to prepare things.
My
and
advice would be, if you've studied already at a master's level, would be to take the thesis that you did at your master's level and to expand on that, to sort of expand on it. Okay, that would be the best approach.
Yeah, one of our students said, as they can't pay without the 8-digit ID, so if the deadline is today, some of them already not got the 8-digit ID. So is there any possibility to extend the deadline for scholarship?
So what will happen, this is for an MRes student, I'm assuming. We do have a plan for the MRes students. So it's not a problem, but do reach out to Shabuj, because they will let you know how to start the next steps. Because what we will do is we will support our partners in making sure that all of their students have the best scholarships available to them. So if you do have an application for the MRes program, but you don't have your 8-digit ID yet, don't panic. Reach out to Shabuj today and we'll come up with a solution so that we can ensure that you get your full scholarship available to you.
Thank you. I can see there is question. So I have the programs. Is your I think does your all MRES course allow the dependent with them?
Yeah, so when it comes to the MRES program, obviously one of the perks of it is that it has dependent visa status as well. So you will be able to bring a dependent on the MRES program. This comes with a few additional things from the UKVI, so be prepared for that. But also they will scrutinize your application slightly more. So just be prepared when it comes to your visa application process, that it may have a couple of additional steps, especially if you are planning to bring a dependent with you. But yes, all of the MRES programs that we offer through our structure have it. So this would be the MRES with AI and digital management. So this program will obviously have it, as well as one other. Mark, you have the other one on top of your head, I'm sure.
Yeah. So is this the MRES programs, the two different ones? So obviously we've got two MRES, MA, Masters by Research in Business and Media Management, and Masters by Research in Business and AI. These have been very, very, really cleverly put together specifically for these markets, for you guys, basically, to basically meet the demands of what you guys are looking for. However, as Jamie said, there has been a delay issuing the offers, and that's predominantly because we launched the program late in the year. We launched it in April, so it has took a bit longer than usual. However, we do have that now signed off, and offers have started to go out. So they're going to be going out over the duration of this week. We will, obviously, we're doing it across this week, so bear with us. You will get your offer this week with your 8-digit ID number that will allow you to then pay your deposit, basically.
Yeah, thank you very much. This friend says, I have uploaded myself interaction video, but I missed one call from UK number. Will it be an issue? I think he's asking, he got missed call from one UK number. Maybe he's from university now. He's afraid. Will it be an issue? He missed the call.
Okay, perfect. So basically, if you have done your declaration video, the next step for you would be your pre-CAS interview, and this is where we will come and we will call you and we will take you through a almost mock UKVI interview, and this will better prepare you, but also this is an initial step for us to ensure the credibility of every single one of our students. If you have missed the call, do not worry, they will be getting in touch with you again. And if you have obviously gone through Shabuj Global for this, just make sure you make sure that they know that you have missed a call in case we're having delays when it comes to the follow-up call. So just be aware that it's not a problem. It will still come. But yeah, of course, just make sure that Shabuj Global is aware of this.
Yeah, so if you are applying through us, you can contact with us, no problem. We'll guide you through. Oh, he also comment, no, I don't have any previous notification for my pre-CAS interview. I just uploaded my video. So was it the pre-CAS interview call or any other call? He's not sure actually.
Yeah,
so
it would have probably been
notification before the call.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be any notification before the call. It is something that we do automatically. So as long as you have made your initial deposit, as long as you have submitted your declaration video, the next step would be your interview. We don't let students know when that's going to happen. So you don't have your ChatGPT and everything available to you, readily available. We want you to be surprised. We want you to have that real mock UKVI interview, because that's what will happen when it comes to the real thing. So yeah, just be aware that this will not be something that is scheduled where you know exactly which hour and you have the opportunity to be sort of prepared for everything. We will just be calling you, and you just need to be able to obviously take the call and go through the questions with the interviewer.
Thank you very much. We have few questions in YouTube as well. I think those are already answered. The questions regarding the embrace. I think this is also answered question. Okay, someone is asking if I want to apply at a time for 2 courses, is it possible to apply for 2 courses at a time? One is business and another one is engineering. I think it's possible or not.
So it's not possible to have 2 simultaneous applications under the same ID number. But what we can do is, if you are interested in finding out whether you're eligible for a particular program, we can see the eligibility for 2 different programs. That's absolutely not a problem. When it comes to this, it does take a little bit longer, especially if it needs to go through some sort of tutor review. But also, we want to know why you're thinking about 2 different programs. We want to understand what it is that you're interested in and what it is that you're realistically wanting to go into in the future. And having 2 different programs available to you isn't a red flag for us, but at the same time, we want to understand why you're thinking of these 2 different areas. And that may come in handy when it comes to your personal statement, or possibly even justification statements like later down the road.
Yeah, right. So many questions is coming in the same. I think we'll take a few questions. And as I have submitted my academic reference several times, but it said again and again. So is there any further instruction for submitting my academic reference? So
Yeah.
maybe
If you've been asked to submit your academic reference multiple times, it's because it doesn't meet the format requirement. So we need a academic requirement. First of all, it needs to be academic. It needs to be on the letterhead of the institution that you previously studied at. And also it needs to have a reference to your character. So it needs to say, for example, it doesn't need to be a paragraph. It doesn't need to be a 10-paragraph essay, but it does need to have reference to you and exactly why this person thinks that you would be a good fit towards your future study, and why you'd be a good fit for the University of Hertfordshire, or something along those lines that gives us a character reference, academic reference, and on the letterhead.
Thank you very much. We have one question still in the screen. How many days need to issue a CAS letter after CAS application?
So it does depend. It may vary ever so slightly, but we try to turn them around as quickly as possible. If you haven't received your CAS letter, there may be documents missing. So do reach out and make sure that you are aware of any documents that may be missing when it comes to you're not receiving your CAS letter for a number of weeks. Do reach out and we'll be able to identify what the reason for the delay is and if there's anything pending from your side.
Yeah, and also if you're applying through us, you can contact us and we'll check it and go
Of
through.
course.
Well, I think so many questions is coming in the same something we have already answered, and Zahid is share his apology as he's unable to join in business trip in the Bangladesh, and hope to arrange another session and he will join the session on that session. So accept his apology for not joining today. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take 2 or 3 questions. If you can ask any question regarding your question, this is those who already answered, not the same question.
Not a problem. We are getting towards the end of the session today, but obviously we had some really great admissions related questions. We had a couple of questions about different programs. So it's really good to see that everyone's sort of interacting. Note that you've got myself and Mark on today, and we're happy to take any questions that you do have. So don't waste this opportunity to get your questions answered. No questions too small. We're happy to address it here today. If not, we will be obviously available to discuss anything at future times. If you are going through Shabuj Global, do reach out to them because they can also arrange meetings and contacts, and they probably know the University of Hertfordshire just as well as we do at this point. So do reach out to them if you do have any questions.
Thank you very much. I think the questions we have already answered. Surgery, the same. So again, the payment question, it's already said the 70-30 rules is the
Mark,
MRES.
do you want to go into a little bit more detail about that? Because I know you've got the specific numbers. I'm not sure if you've got them on you, but it'd be great to go through it.
What's this one?
This is for the 70-30 split for the MRES payment
Sure.
plan.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, listen up. Anyone who is applied or applying for the MRES and wants to know what the breakdown is of the payment plan. So there is a payment plan for students applying for the MRES, and that's split across 2 years. So it's good news. It gives you a lot of flexibility, essentially, to manage your payments. What does that look like? Well, 70-30 split is the payment. So for example, in the first year, year one, you will pay £16,099. What does that look like? That's a £10,000 deposit. You will then pay £6,099 in January 2026. So what does that mean? That means if you pay your deposit now, 10,000 in June or July, let's say July, we're not going to ask you for a penny until August, September, October, November, December, January, 6 months. We're not going to ask you to pay a penny for 6 months. Once you've done that, then in January, you will then pay, give me a moment, you will then pay the remaining £4,829.99. You'll then pay that in October 2026. Let's work that out. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 9 months. That's a very, very flexible payment plan. It gives you a lot of time to manage your finances. You're under no pressure to pay in full in the first year or as you arrive. So this is a very, very well organized MRES, one of the best in the UK, with one of the best flexible payment plans available. If anyone has any questions, direct them right now whilst Jamie and I are available. If anybody has any questions around that, please direct your questions now to us. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, that is the last question I am taking. One of the parents is asking, her child is now in year 9. So if she want to send her in the UK, which course or which is there any chances to having education in the UK in Hertfordshire? I think no.
So
Bachelor and
we could probably talk about this for a couple of days, but when it comes to the you've got a couple of years, of course. First of all, you've got a couple of years before we need to really address this question, because they're not starting university applications at this stage. But what we do need to do is we need to identify strengths, we need to identify career paths, and we need to identify, obviously, interests as well. So this is what your objective is for the time being. But what I also recommend you do is get involved with the social media elements and get involved with everything when it comes to knowing more about the university before needing to apply for the university. Once you make your application, we'll be in touch and we'll be getting different things available to you. It's too early at that stage now if your child is in year 9, but at least you can be up to date with the different programs that are available at the university, as well as the trending ones. Maybe there's some events that are happening for a particular program that in future years your child may be interested in joining. So it's never too early to get in touch, but it is too early to apply now. So do start following us on social media. Do start doing that process of due diligence when it comes to seeing what's available and seeing what's around while your child is figuring out their interests, their academic strengths, as well as any career goals that they may have at a young age. So all of these things are important for you to do now, but applications will only start the year before. So just make sure that you are following on social media, and doing all of that when it comes to your initial due diligence.
Thank you very much for your guidance. Well, I think we are going to sign off this session. So before the session, the live will be recorded in our all social media platform. You can still check the recorded session in any of the platform, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, also in the LinkedIn. So still you have any question, you can ask on that time in the comment section in any of our media, like the WhatsApp, or if you know any of our colleague. Also, you can ask your question through our website. It's www.shabuj.com. And also you can visit one of our branches, your near branches. We have several offices in Bangladesh, in Africa, and also in the global in India, UAE, Middle East, and other country as well. You just check in our offices in the website. And Jamie and Mark, thank you for your time and wonderful presentation and the question answer. Thank you so much for your time today, and hope
Thank you,
to
brother.
join you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, see, bye bye. Have a good day.
Bye for now.